Imagine this, the roar, that electric hum of a massive crowd. You're under the lights, New York City night, Arthur Ashe Stadium. It feels like the absolute center of the tennis world. We're taking you right there, Flushing Meadows, September 1st, 2025, because that night we saw a tennis match that, oh, it wasn't just a match, it felt like a real statement.
Oh, definitely. A huge statement.
So today we're diving deep into Naomi Osaka's incredible return to form at the US Open, specifically that dominant win over Coco Gauff. Our mission: to unpack it all. What made this match such a masterclass? It's more than just skill, right? It's resilience, it's the personal journeys, the tactics, everything just colliding on that one court.
Yeah, and the history between them, too. Going to peel back those layers, the personal stuff, the strategy, what made this generational battle so compelling.
Exactly. Generational battle. And the setting, Arthur Ashe Stadium. Labor Day weekend, you got to picture it.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just any stadium, is it? Named after Arthur Ashe, a legend. Holds over 23,000 people. The energy, you could feel it buzzing like right through the concrete. Classic New York.
Totally. You can almost smell the honeydeuce cocktails, right? That signature U.S. Open drink.
Yeah, the vodka lemonade raspberry thing with the melon balls. It's all part of the spectacle.
It is. But the stakes for this match, wow. I mean, not just a fourth round match. This was huge.
Yeah, two former U.S. Open champs going head-to-head. You had Osaka, who won it in 18 and 20.
Right.
Facing Gauff, the defending champ from 23, who'd also just bagged the French Open earlier in 25.
So it really did have that generational battlefield, didn't it? Like experience versus this bursting youthful energy.
Absolutely. The narrative was just perfect.
Yeah.
And to really get it, you kind of have to look at their journeys leading up to this. Osaka. Remember how she just exploded onto the scene?
Like a comet, yeah.
Yeah.
That first slam, U.S. Open 2018 against Serena. Iconic.
Totally. And then boom, 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 Aussie Open 19, U.S. Open again in 20, Aussie 21, world #1. Her power game was just terrifying.
But then, she stepped back. And bravely, I think. She talked openly about her mental health struggles. Remember the French Open in 21? That started a whole conversation.
A really important one.
Yeah.
And she took breaks, yeah. Then maternity leave in 2023, welcomed her daughter, Shy.
Yeah.
Stepping away when you're on top like that. That takes courage.
It really does. So how did those things, the mental health journey, becoming a mother, how did that shape the player we saw walk back onto that court? Is it a different kind of strength we're seeing now?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think her comeback trail, especially that run to the Canadian Open final just before the U.S. Open, showed signs. But it's deeper. It seems like maybe some of that external pressure, the weight of expectation, might have lifted a bit.
Right.
She said the thing about tennis being like breathing air to her, it's fundamental. And saving those match points in Canada, she said it rebuilt her belief that anything was possible. So it's like the belief is still there, maybe even stronger, but without the crushing weight. Exactly. It feels like she's playing with this calmer, almost joyful focus now. Her power is still devastating, but it's channeled differently. This U.S. Open match felt like a true rebirth. Play for herself.
Playing with joy after all that. That's compelling. Okay, so if Osaka is the comeback story, then Coco Gauff is that vibrant new wave, American tennis.
Oh, absolutely. We all remember Wimbledon 2019, right? Beats Venus Williams as a teenager. You just knew she was something special.
Yeah, that was a moment. And she's backed it up. U.S. Open title in 23, youngest American champs since Tracy Austin.
Wow, incredible. And then the French Open title in 25 comes into this U.S. Open as the #3 seed. Her speed, her athleticism, that fight, it's undeniable.
But she had her own struggles coming into this match, didn't she? She talked about feeling, was it discombobulated?
Yeah, great word. She admitted battling herself a bit in the earlier rounds. And we knew she'd been working on the serve, tweaking the biomechanics.
Oh, right, with that expert. And those double faults, 22 in the early rounds. That shows some vulnerability.
It does. But what's interesting there, I think, is seeing a top athlete actively working on something so fundamental, like during a major tournament.
Yeah, that's gutsy.
It shows real grit, right? It's not just about this match. It's about long-term mastery.
Yeah.
Even if it means a few wobbles now. That willingness to work through technical stuff out in the open, that's champion material, even when you lose.
It shows immense character. And speaking of history, the buzz before this match, intense. Because they'd played before, Gauff actually led the head-to-head 3-2.
Right. But everyone remembers that first U.S. Open meeting in 2019.
Oh, yeah. Osaka dominated 6-3, 6-0. Gauff was only 15, but the moment after.
Exactly. Osaka inviting Gauff to do the post-match interview with her, that was special. Pure class.
It really was. It kind of set a different tone for their rivalry, didn't it? Like respect, maybe even mentorship amidst the competition.
Definitely. It humanized it, created this bond, which is why Osaka calling her little sister after this match felt so authentic. It's more than just tennis between them.
And the U.S. Open itself, it just adds to that drama, that spectacle.
Yeah, totally. It's got that unique New York vibe, the crowds, the celebrities. I think Ellie SRF, the K-pop group, was there this time.
Yeah, I saw that. Everyone's sipping those honey juices. It's a whole scene, a carnival almost.
It is. But then the players walk out, that history hangs in the air, and bam, laser focus. Everyone's locked in.
And from the first point of this match, Osaka was locked in. Gauff served first, but Osaka just jumped on her.
Pounced is the right word. She went right after the Gauff forehand. That's been a bit of a target for opponents sometimes, hasn't it?
Yeah, occasionally her Achilles heel. And bam, break a serve immediately. First game. That set the tone, loud and clear.
A strategic bullseye right away.
And Osaka's serve, I mean, the stats are just wild. You called it an impenetrable fortress earlier.
It really was. 15 out of 16 first serve points won. 0 break points faced the entire match.
0 break points against Coco Gauff, who's a great returner. Think about that.
It's insane. She won 32 out of 38 points on her serve overall.
Oh.
What does that tell you? It tells you she was hitting her spots, mixing it up.
And playing with that confidence, that unburdened joy we were talking about.
Exactly. When you're serving freely, not afraid to miss, the arm flows. The confidence builds. She wasn't just serving. She was dictating everything from the first shot. Gauff couldn't get into the rallies on Osaka's terms.
And the unforced errors tell that story too, don't they? They're like giving points away.
The biggest tell. Gauff had 33 unforced errors. Osaka, just 12.
12. That's incredibly clean tennis under pressure. And 20 of Gauff's errors came from the forehand side.
Yep. So you see Osaka's plan working perfectly. Consistent pressure, targeting that wing, forcing Gauff to go for too much or just break down. Osaka was controlling, Gauff was reacting, and often scrambling.
The first set did have a little drama near the end, though. Gauff serving at 3-5, trying to stay in it, hits an ace, then follows it with 2 double faults. Just like that, set Osaka 6-3. You could hear the crowd kind of groan for Gauff, but also appreciate Osaka's level.
Yeah, a tough way to lose the set. And the second set, well, it was almost a carbon copy, wasn't it?
Pretty much. Osaka breaks early again, cruises to 4-2. Gauff's serve, the one she's worked on, held up okay-ish, but it wasn't getting her free points against Osaka's return pressure.
Not enough, no. And then serving at 2-5, Gauff gets to 40-15. It's like she might force Osaka to serve it out.
Right, a glimmer of hope.
And then just a quick collapse. 3 straight ground stroke errors, then match point, forehand into the net. Done.
6-3, 6-2, just 64 minutes. Clinical is the word. Surgical, even.
Absolutely. It was fast. Osaka's plan was clear. Stay solid, hammer that forehand, let the errors come. And her serve, 84% win rate on serve points. That's just lights out.
So a win like that, so dominant, so quick. What's the psychological impact, do you think, for both of them?
Oh, massive. For Osaka, it's pure rocket fuel for her confidence. Beating a player like Gauff, the defending champ, that decisively, it confirms she's not just back, she's a serious threat for the title. Again,
validates the whole comeback journey.
Totally. For Gauff, it's a tough pill to swallow. It highlights areas where she needs to improve when facing that kind of relentless, error-free pressure. But, she's young. These are the losses that, if you handle them right, make you better. They show you the level you need to reach.
And the emotions afterward, really raw. Osaka was tearful, wasn't she?
Yeah, she said, I'm a little sensitive. I just had so much fun out here. And talking about watching Coco play just months after having Shy, being back on my favorite court, it felt really genuine.
And calling Gauff her little sister, a role model, it says a lot about where she is now, personally, right?
It really does. The joy wasn't just about winning. It felt like it was about the playing. That perspective shift, the gratitude, it makes her incredibly dangerous because the pressure feels different now. She's playing free.
And Gauff's response, too.
Yeah.
So mature. I'm not going to let this crush me. She forced me to earn every point.
Class act. She admitted breaking down a bit with her team, which is honest, but then immediately looked for the positives, what her team saw. That's championship mentality right there.
For a 21-year-old who just won the French Open, that's impressive resilience. How does she take that loss and, really learn from it?
By doing exactly what she said. Acknowledging Osaka's brilliance on the day, analyzing why she couldn't match it, the tactics, the execution under pressure, and then getting back to work on those specific things. This isn't derailing her, it's refining her. Her French Open title proves she belongs. This is just part of the path.
Okay, so looking ahead, for Osaka, this win, it's huge, puts everyone on notice. She's unseated no more, essentially.
And that stat, every time she's reached a major quarterfinal, she's won the whole thing. That's just mind-blowing.
It is. And next up is Karolina Machova, number 11 seed, who beat her here last year in 2024. That adds another layer, doesn't it?
Oh, big time. A massive test. Can she overcome that recent loss with this new mindset, this new form? It's a
Yeah.
perfect challenge to see if this rebirth is truly championship level again. Fascinating matchup.
And for Gauff, like we said, tough loss. But she's 21. Time is so much on her side. The French Open proves she's elite. This loss, maybe like the one in 2019, becomes fuel, part of the learning process.
Exactly. And the U.S. Open, it always delivers these stories. It's history, the hard courts, rewarding aggression.
Mm,
It's the perfect stage for comebacks like Osaka's. And women's tennis right now is just so deep, so exciting,
absolutely. Every round feels like it could be an upset or a classic. The depth is incredible.
which makes matches like this one even more special. Seeing these two champions clash, knowing their history, seeing Osaka's journey. That's why we watch.
So, wrapping this up, what's the takeaway here? This dive into Osaka's win, it's more than just this 6-3, 6-2 scoreline.
Much more. It's about resilience, isn't it? How athletic greatness evolves, and just the raw emotion and unpredictability that makes sports so damn compelling.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? When you see athletes navigate these really public personal journeys alongside the professional pressure, how much of their success is skill and how much is that deep internal belief, that conviction that they can still, breathe life into their biggest dreams no matter how long they've stepped away. Finding that joy again, maybe that's the ultimate weapon.
That's a great thought to end on. How much is belief? How much is rediscovering that pure love for the game?
Maybe they're the same thing in the end.